One glance is all that's needed to enter Zhengzhou's subway system. The city is the first in China to set up facial recognition gates in all of its underground stations. The government says it's about customer convenience.
This is especially handy for people who carry a lot of heavy bags, or the people who don't have a cash or their smartphones have run out of battery. These problems could be solved by facial recognition.
Now, facial recognition cameras are being used alongside infrared temperature scanners to help contain the spread of coronavirus. In the city of Hangzhou, a man was reprimanded after facial recognition cameras filmed him leaving his home before completing 2 weeks of self-quarantine. High-tech surveillance cameras allow authorities to access a citizen's travel history. There are more of these in China than in any other country in the world, an estimated 350 million, roughly one for every 4 people.
For now, most commuters in Zhengzhou are using payment cards or mobile phone apps on public transport, but analysts say it won't be long before their faces are the only ticket they need.
The technology is part of the government's nationwide plan to boost security and surveillance. Cameras will be linked to phone and other personal data, making it easier for police to identify and monitor citizens than ever before. For some, the benefits are clear.
I heard about facial recognition recently. It's new and seems very convenient to use.
But others are wary of how their information will be used.
Nowadays, the leaking of private information is common, and the problem is very serious. It's something I'm afraid of.
Facial recognition is used to name and shame minor offenders, such as pedestrians who ignore traffic lights. But the government says it's crucial for catching criminals, and everyone with nothing to hide has nothing to fear.
The positive aspect is because people are now living under the spotlight. They will be more careful with their behavior. But of course, there is a risk privacy is violated and information being abused.
In Xinjiang, human rights groups say Muslims from the Uyghur minority are being monitored and imprisoned using the vast digital surveillance network, one which several US technology companies have helped build. In Zhengzhou, people can so far choose whether to use facial recognition gates. But soon, there may be no way out.
The government is not just using facial recognition cameras, they're also encouraging other high-tech companies in China to develop different tools to help manage the outbreak. And one example that we've seen was an app, a mobile phone app called Close Contact. Now, if you go into this app, you put in your personal details, your national ID, it will actually pull all your travel information, which train you took, potentially who you sat next to on the train. It will give you a rating of how likely you are to have caught the coronavirus based on that. So lots of different forms of technology being used in this fight against the coronavirus. And of course, it is raising concerns in China about personal data and also about privacy. And some critics say that the Chinese government is taking advantage of a time when there is a lot of fear and a lot of panic to infringe on people's rights.
Thank you for that. That's Katrina Yu there live from Beijing.